Amazing Coffee Show. We got Overly Medicated right now. Coming up in just a little bit, special guest interview with the one and only Alfonz, Delamota, M.I.A, Chicago. Once again, Sunday. Hello, everybody, and thanks once again for joining the Bass and Coffee Show. Overly Medicated on the tables right now. Coming up, we've got an interview with Chicago's very own Alfonz Delamota. You're listening to Overly Medicated's original track. It's called Source, and it is an unreleased track, so you can't get it anywhere. Sorry. All right, so we're going to try something a little new, something that we were thinking about doing, and it's going to be our first time. This is going to be an interview, and we're starting off with someone who's very important to the drum and bass scene here in the United States. And, well, we hope this goes well. We really do want to thank our next guest, and this is going to be Alfonz Delamota from Chicago. Alfonz, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Sound all right? 1 2 1 2.
Oh yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, cool. All right.
So Alfonz, first of all, I know that you represent M.I.A, and I'd like the people out there who maybe don't know about M.I.A. What is it? How did you think about it? How did it all start out?
Pretty much, we're a national drum and bass DJ collective. Initially, we're a DJ collective, but we also got producers, MCs, promoters. Basically, we thought about it in 2006. I just got back from a gig in New York, came back to Chicago, and the numbers, when we played in Chicago, the numbers weren't that hot. And kind of just decided that day we needed to start a DJ army to push drum and bass. Not only in Chicago, but initially only in Chicago, but it just caught on through the internet. People found us, heard us, liked what we were doing, liked the mission, and people just started kind of signing on. It wasn't ever initially started to be a national collective like it is now. That was back in 2006.
And speaking about you starting all the drum and bass, and in Chicago, out of all the places, because I know Chicago is known for house music. So tell me, how difficult was it to truly bring drum and bass to the front when you have such a big genre in Chicago with house?
Well, it wasn't easy. It was a difficult struggle trying to get our music out there, and it's still a struggle today. I mean, it's things have changed. Not only now today we face the Chicago house music thing, but now it's the whole EDM thing. So now we're working on whole new ears trying to get the music to them. So Chicago's been hard, but it's a good learning process. I think there's people all over the world that are from Chicago that kind of run businesses only because it's so tough here to establish yourself. So if you can, it's like New York, man. If you can establish yourself here, you can establish yourself anywhere. You can go anywhere and be a boss. So that's pretty much that, man. It's been real fun. It's been real fun.
With M.I.A, how many different sections of M.I.A do you have around the States at this point?
We're well above 70 members across the country right now. We don't have any sets. Some people, how other crews would have like M.I.A. Houston or something like that. We're not really like that. We move as one unit across the whole country. That's because we're a big picture crew. We're not a small picture crew. We're not just focusing on our own local things. We have our foot in the local, but we're definitely dabbling in the national. So that's kind of what we're geared to do. So our members are all over the country, from New York to Florida to NorCal to Seattle, Chicago. Chicago is basically the only one, only because I'm here, that we have like an actual group. But we don't even have a logo that says M.I.A. Chicago. We're all M.I.A. crew, regardless of where you're from. So it's.
And look, I got to tell you, since this is the first time we've done this, I am hearing like a double talk on my end, so it's a little bit difficult to
Sure.
follow the whole conversation. So I got to apologize for that.
It's fine.
So I'm just gonna ask you some questions. I'll keep my mouth shut because otherwise I would have just interrupted and said a few things here and there. But I appreciate that you are the first guest and understanding the technical difficulties that we're having at the moment. But
No problem.
let's say that there are some folks out there who now just heard about M.I.A. and are very interested in being part of M.I.A. How does that work out? What do they have to do? How can they get in touch with you? What's that? How does that work out?
So usually when we first started, we would have a once a year recruitment, and we would have DJs send us in their promo mixtapes, demos, anything like that, YouTube videos. And we would look at them and discuss amongst ourselves who we think would best fit our crew style. As of yet, we really haven't been doing that, only because we have so many members, and what I want to do is I want to build with what we have. But if the person if they do fit our criteria, and there's somebody that we feel needs to be under our wing to maybe learn a few things about drum and bass and a few things about maybe event production or anything like that, just to be in the presence of other members with more knowledge, because we're all about the each one teach one, man. It's older members teach the younger members. We want to encourage people. We don't want to deter people from being part of our scene, like some older junglists do. We kind of shy away from that. I don't like that look. If someone young wants to get into drum and bass, we want to show them not only different styles, but if they want to get further into it, as production, promoter, getting gigs, that kind of stuff. We have older members that have been through it. Some of us are giving up, some of us are keep going, but that advice is still there. So if people want to join, you got to be a hustler. You can't just be your first mixtape and think you're going to join this big national crew and it's going to be a stepping stone to something, because you know what? You can get into it, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that we're going to book you anywhere. That just means we might show you a few things. It's up to you. It's a stepping stone. We got all the connections and everything, but it's all work. So for anybody that wants to come into this crew, don't come in thinking that you're going to just come in and be some kind of star. We're going to bring you to Chicago and bring you to Texas and bring you to New York and everywhere else. That's not the business. What the business is you're going to come in and you're going to work just as hard. So, yeah, if any members, if you're hot, hit us up. If you're just starting out, give us some time.
Alfonz, before we go, I have one more question that I'm interested in knowing how you feel about it, because last, I don't know, maybe decade or so, dubstep came into effect, and it seems like drum and bass maybe was placed on the back end of things, and as kids learned more about drum and bass, I feel that maybe they're getting into that as well. What are your thoughts on how drum and bass, how that has moved around with dubstep coming in at the beginning, and has it progressed and moved upward and onward and brought in more younger folks at this point? And this is, of course, in your area in Chicago. What are your thoughts about that?
So I'll start off by saying one thing that I always say is I'm still waiting for the legions of fans to come into our scene from the dubstep. All these older drum and bass dudes gave it up and just put drum and bass behind them, and their excuse was, "Oh man, it's gonna bring so many people into our scene." When in reality, I don't know anywhere else, but here in Chicago, it virtually died. Okay, 2006 is when M.I.A started. At that time, there was hardly any drum and bass going on in Chicago. Everything was drum and bass / dubstep. Dubstep was the prime time. Drum and bass was playing at 9 o'clock or playing at 3 a.m. So I'll start by saying that I'm still waiting for the legions of fans. But you know what? We really didn't wait, because we took it upon ourselves and we started our own crew and we got things going. I actually like dubstep. People think I don't like dubstep, but it's not the case. I don't like the way we were kind of lied to. You know what I'm saying? We were led to believe that it's going to be a good thing, but when in fact, like, most dubstep promoters never book drum and bass. Here in Chicago, anyways. But it's always the case they want us to book the other sound. I throw a mixed genre party. I'm throwing one this weekend. I'm not afraid of mixing drum and bass with house and techno and trap and juke and all that stuff. But I just feel the way that it came in back 10 years ago wasn't the best look. And I'll say it to everybody, all you drum and bass guys that gave it up for a little bit and now you're back. We remember who you are. So don't front like you been about it for the past 30 years. You took a long break. Welcome back. But it's all good, man. But aside from that, man, like, I love all music, man. All music is dope. It should all be together. Everyone should have a smile on their face on the dance floor. And that's all we really want to bring, That subject is touchy and has some history. I think we can touch on that. But, it is what it is, man. Here we are, 2017. It's still in the rebuilding process. And it is what it is, man. Big up to all the junglers holding it down, that been holding it down. Didn't take no break. Didn't start mixing new wave. Didn't start mixing house music. Kept the drum and bass going. I did. I was there with you. We were all there together, man. So respect to you. Yeah, man. I know you guys have that latency going on.
Alfonz,
Yeah.
once again, look, we want to thank you so much for being our first guest here on the Bass and Coffee Show. Do you have any last words before we go back and have Overly play some more tracks?
Just make sure you support your M.I.A drum and bass DJs all around the country. We're really, truly working hard to push the music. It's not about fame or money to us. It's about love. Most of us have jobs. Most of us have lives that we have, and we do this for the music. We don't do it for the drama. We don't do it for people to give us free drinks and guest lists. We love it, and that's why anybody in drum and bass has been handpicked by me, and I know for a fact that they have it deep in their heart. So make sure you support your local M.I.A drum and bass DJ and your whole scene in general. Support drum and bass all across the country, and make sure you check us out, MIADNB.com. Look us up on Facebook, M.I.A DNB Records. We got releases out on Beatport, and check them out. They're all over. They're on everything. We got one by Overly Medicated right now. We got another one by Bass Bandits coming out. We got another one in the works by an unnamed source pretty soon. So make sure you look out for us, M.I.A DNB Records on Facebook, and MIADNB.com for all the links.
Once again, Alfonz, thank you so much for joining us today. We definitely do appreciate it. I know you had to wake up early this morning, and you were probably out promoting M.I.A DNB. So big up to you. Thank you so much. We definitely do appreciate it. You have yourself a great Sunday, and thanks for being our first guest here on the Bass and Coffee Show. Overly Medicated, go ahead, take it over.